Hello, class. This is your instructor, Pranati Anamala, and this is a recording for additional instructions in assignment 1. I've published it right now, so you can take this is just an overview of how you would go about attempting assignment 1. So the first step would be that go ahead, click on the list of data sets, and oops. And you can select any one of these data sets, and please make sure that you remember that you will be using the same data sets in the next 2 assignments. So whatever you pick, you will use for your assignment 1, 2, and 3. And 4 and 5 would be text mining, for which I will have another. I will release a different set of data sets, which will be primarily only text. But please go ahead, look at these data sets and pick a topic that you would like the most, because you would need a lot of background knowledge on what is the data set about, because like our textbook title says, it's not just data analysis but also business modeling. So when you look at these data sets, you're basically helping this business, or you're just acting like a data scientist and then helping them out with their business. So think on those lines and then take something that interests you the most. If you don't like any of these, then you're free to look for a different data set, and then you can email me just to check that if is it all right, because I've tried to make sure that these are all Excel files, and they have more than like 2 or 3,000 rows, because we don't want to work on 10 or 100 rows. That wouldn't be um, that would probably be too easy. So we want to challenge ourselves to do a better job. So pick something that is in your interest and fits the criteria for this assignment. And once you have selected the data set, then I would say please look at it. For a few data sets, I have given the source of the data set and also uh, a data dictionary, but for some I haven't. For example, on most of the data sets I've taken from Kaggle.com. So here's something, here's an example of what I will be discussing in this video. So I've picked Pokemon statistics data set. So the person who has downloaded this data set has given a description. So please, when you describe your data, please do not copy this. Write something on your own, how you can, the best way you can interpret it. And then it is not required for you to copy the data dictionary. You could just probably give an overview, or it's, if you would like to put the data dictionary in your Excel sheet in a separate sheet, that'd be great. So, and then for the most data sets, I've observed that the publisher has given a few tasks, or he's just explained why he's collected this data set, that particular data set, and what can be done with it. So what was the intention, basically? So here it says that the type of Pokemon cannot be interfered only by its attack and defense. So it'd be worthy to find which 2 variables can define the type of Pokemon, if any. And 2 variables can be plotted in 2D space. So he's just given one example of what can be done with this data set. And then here goes the file. I've downloaded this file onto my machine. So the initial steps would be that, and then the step 2 for us is describe the data. So introduce a data set as a, like I said, just if you're explaining it to me, I have no idea what that is. How would you do it? And in a very business way. Don't use a lot of technical terms. And some little tips on what you can do with writing your data data description, and writing goals. So like going back to what I said about what is the intention of the data set. So in Pokemon example, it says that he said it'd be worthy to find which two variables can define the type of a Pokemon. So that could be one of the data goals. So to the data set that you pick, please make sure you write some data goals, and then what are the insights, and then go back and think about what was the DIKW model hierarchy, and then once you have your data, what information can you extract from it? What are the insights can you that you can find? So not necessarily that you have to answer all of them in this assignment. So we will try to answer all of them in the next in this, some of them in this, and then some in assignment 2, some in 3, and maybe towards the midterm you could summarize everything. And then and please do not write Excel functions, because in step 4, I mentioned that you need to use a certain Excel function. So your primary goal is to perform data analysis, and the tool you use to perform this analysis is Excel. So your end product is the analysis and not using Excel. So you could do this analysis in any tool, but in this course, we're just using Excel. So. And for the cleaning part, if you can, if you have in your data set, if there's unreadable characters, inconsistencies in dates, and that needs formatting, or some numbers which are in text format, so maybe you can change them to numbers. And then there are some data sets which have a lot of columns, which you probably won't use in your analysis, so you can delete them. So I will always suggest that copy your data sheet and then make those changes and rename it to a clean sheet, and then it'd be easier for you to look back and to see what changes you've made. And yeah, I'll be looking for a match VLOOKUP, and if you cannot use HLOOKUP, it's all right, because you probably didn't distribute the data horizontally. So whichever is appropriate, please use it, and create a name range. So even when you create a name range, you could use that in your VLOOKUP, and any of the arithmetic functions to answer your data goals will be great. And additionally, you can use minimum, maximum, or count, or any of the other mathematical functions like exponential or square roots, anything that you feel appropriate. And the results. So the way I have put this in place is that the report is something that is that you would give to the business. So for example, I'm trying to do Pokemon trading, or a game statistics probably. So this would be to a games a game designer. So I would be giving him the logic. So for them, I probably won't give the Excel. So what I will do is I'll create a detailed report and give I mentioned most of the highlights of the data analysis. So that is why we have this format of the report, where you can cover. It's just an also way to tell your data story. So please make sure you follow the instructions for the report. I will definitely look at the report and the Excel file. So yeah, please just make sure you take a look at the formatting. So I've taken this Pokemon dataset, and I'm just gonna look around and then show you some of the instructions. So this is a raw dataset that I took from Kaggle.com. So I just created a new sheet called assignment 1, which I'll use it for what's required for assignment 1, and then additionally you can create like when I said you can have a data dictionary in your Excel. You can create one. Just take it from a website that has the data. And in this, well, just by looking at it, I can tell that okay, these two cell values are empty. That means it's probably the Charmander is probably just type 1 and it doesn't have a type 2. Well, if I had any domain knowledge about Pokemon, I will be able to make an intelligent guess on whether it has type 2 or whether this is right or not. So that's why I said maybe it'd be easier for you to pick a data set that you know about, and then you can just clean it, or it'd be easier for you to come up with data goals. So what I will do here is probably put like NA, not applicable, or just say not available. So something like that, I can do it. Put a filter and filter all the. Oops, sorry, I just wanted to filter only the blanks and then close it. Oh, I selected all of it. Oh well. I just did a couple of cells. I didn't do it for all of them, but you can go and do it. So this the unique part of this data set, it has an ID, but you can see that there's some Pokemons that are with the similar name, but their ID is sort of like the same family. So Charizard with Charizard Mega and Charizard Mega Y has the same ID, so they all belong to the same family. Um, so what happens with this one is that I can't when I try to think about this, when I do a VLOOKUP, I can't do on 6 because well on the ID, because if I do this, it will try to return the first value that it sees. So it's not gonna. So I need to, if I do a VLOOKUP, I need to do something with the name of the Pokemon. Same goes with type 1 or type 2. So and for the total column, um, just by looking at it, I can tell that it's a total of all these by HP, attack, defense, their special attack, special defense, and speed. So, sure. If I want, I can delete the column here and then make a separate column and make sure I put the formula sum and then do the totals. So I can replace this column with the calculated value. And see, look, legendary. There's some types in legendary. So I have a category of a list of all the Pokemons which are legendary. And in legendary, maybe I can pick the ones that are, oops, that's busy. I just got stuck, so I'm gonna look for a legendary fire Pokemon. So probably just 3 of them. Yeah, so this is my way of just looking around the data and trying to find out what can I really do with this. What questions can I answer, and then Yeah. So basically, in the column of in this sheet of assignment one, I'll be looking for the VLOOKUP, and then basically you're just you could just create a temporary like a search table that says Pokemon, and then their total score. And basically if they're legendary or not. So here I will try to do a VLOOKUP. Oh well, hold on. I think I need to first create a table. So I'll go ahead and do that because it just helps me in my reference functions. So I'll go ahead, create a table called Pokemon, and once it's ready, I can go here and do a VLOOKUP, look up the value in this cell. My table area is Pokemon, and for total score, I believe the column index is yeah, I actually forgot an important point with the VLOOKUP. Four. Yeah, I'm gonna just put it here as 4. And then use the exact match. And it was not applicable, but also there's no value here. The reason I stopped myself to go back to create from the VLOOKUP, creating that system there, because when I'm gonna try to use a VLOOKUP, my lookup value has to be the first in the table. So I'm going to do Pokemon new. So that way I will have underscore new to be there, and so another way to do a simple like a search function would be just to have it this way. Oops, I missed it. I'll copy it. I'm copying it, and then I would like to paste transpose here. And I'll just change the formula to where I start with type 2. And then I'll keep this constant. And then, oh, I can't do that. Yeah, so on and so forth. I think this would be like one of these ways to just represent your search function with VLOOKUP. And if you're like, you can incorporate match function into it, and then so that way you're just doing both of them at the same time. So So once you have something like this, I would suggest, this is just a recommendation. It's the easiest way for us to see what is the formula in a particular cell, because sometimes you have error and then it's hard to diagnose what's wrong. So you can use the formula text and then reference the cell value, that it's a cell which has the formula in it, and that just gives us the formula text. um, that's something, if you're interested, you can go and do that, and then make sure it's presented neatly. And what else? So you can have all your when you list your data goals in your report, you can have them executed in assignment in a sheet called assignment 1, whichever you could with the first module learnings, which is like match or lookups or any of the arithmetic functions that are possible, and then you can keep the rest for the next assignment, which will be pivot tables and pivot charts and some of the date functions. So I think that's all I had. And then if you're having any questions, please let me know. Um, I can clarify them for you. Thank you.